Hi students, I am Amit sir. Today I will be taking your class 10 civics, and the chapter I will teach is federalism. So after my discussion, I hope if you read the chapter accordingly, so the matter will be clear to you, and after some of the part of discussion I will give you some questions also. So stay with me and listen to the discussion properly. See, students, I have written class 10 civics chapter 2 federalism. So first of all I will give the introduction. So last chapter we have discussed that Belgian experience means what? Belgium, if you see, it was one unitary government. What is unitary government? That also I will discuss in this particular part after 2-3 slides. So when Belgium was unitary government, they had a lot of problems. That is why ultimately they went for the power sharing, and very nicely they shared the power. They made their country a federal country. Ultimately they solved many of their problems. Whereas if you see the Sri Lankan experience, in Sri Lanka that there is unitary government, they never compromise the power with the other people, the Sri Lankan Tamils, and that is why they still suffer from different type of problems in the country, different type of movements, different type of the struggle or civil war going on in Sri Lanka. So here, if you if when I will discuss the federalism, you will come to know that how federalism is important and how federalism can solve many of the problems, and how federalism is very much required for a country like India. So we will go to the next slides, and we will see what is federalism. See, I have written over here what is federalism. So first of all I have written the definition, you can say, or basic meaning of federalism. See, federalism is a system of government where power is shared between the central government and the state governments by a written constitution. Means how much power central government will use, how much power state government will use. There is a clear cut instruction in the constitution. So I have made one chart also. If you want, you can pause the video and you can draw the chart for your understanding. You see, there is central government, suppose in India, and there are various state governments also in the country, and power division is by written constitution. So if this type of system is there, so automatically many of our problems we can solve. Okay, and there basically in federalism we see that there must be two levels of government, that is central government and state units or state governments. These state governments are called differently in different countries. Some places it is called provincial government, some places it is called the state units, like that. And if required or if necessary, in the federalism there can be the third level of government also. Like that in Belgium we have seen they had made the community government. In India we see that central government, state government, and now we have made the local government also, like panchayats, municipalities, and like that. So the basic idea of federalism is that there must be two levels of government, and that is the basic requirement, and the power must be shared by one written constitution. That means the central government will also be clear about their power, and state government will also be clear about their power. Central government will not interfere in the state government, and state government will not interfere in the central government's power. See, one more thing I have discussed over here. I have written over here what is unitary government. So if you understand what is unitary government, then you can have your proper clear idea about federalism. Unitary government is the government under, I have written what I have written, I am going to read out. Under the unitary system, either there is only one level of government or the subunits are subordinate to the central government. Here is the main difference. So here the state governments may be there. So if the central government wants, they can make the state government, but state government will be always under the power of the central government. Okay, and they will be working as the agent of central government. So central government at any point of time they can dissolve the state governments, but in the federal system of government, it is not possible, because in the federal system of government, the state governments or the state units are also having their absolute power according to the written constitution. So if you understand the unitary government, where there is a central government, and central government can create state governments or not, and if they create the state government also, state government won't have the separate power. Send as much power will be given to the state government by the central government, that much power only state government will use, and if required, central government can abolish the state governments. But in the federal system, it is not possible. Federal system, the power is ultimately divided by a written constitution. And in the next video, I will discuss the overall features of the federal government and how the federal governments are formed. So for that time, or up to that time, be safe, be healthy. Thank you very much. Bye.